debate. Ain't no need to lay.
What's up, guys? Just trying to make a tweet real quick. Do a little tweeting. Live on Twitter, live on YouTube today. If you're watching on Twitter, come on over to YouTube. Do not forget, I am trying to do a giveaway when I hit 1,000 subs. So if you are watching on Twitter for the first time ever, I'm live every single day at 11:30. I'm only live on Twitter every other day, every second or third day. Let's see, youtube.com/lunchtime in the lab, or just search lunchtime in the lab. I think it's /at lunchtime in the lab, if I'm not mistaken, but whatever it is, hit that button for me, trying to get to 1,000. Then once I hit 1,000, as I've said, I can finally stop talking about it. What's up, TJ? And just like the people on YouTube here, if you are watching on Twitter and you comment, I can pull it up. I can address, answer questions, whatever you have. Change it up. Went with the old school background here with some of my logos on it instead of just the plain gray. So there's nothing wrong with kind of changing her up. I got a green screen behind me. So shoot, I could be sitting in the middle of Soldier Field. I don't know why that came to me, not a Bears fan, but I could have Soldier Field behind me if I really wanted to. But okay, let me pull my notes up here. We'll go ahead and get into it yesterday. We've got some good weather. We'll talk about the home run lottos here later on, but I felt yesterday it was kind of nice. I played some stuff in the Discord. Obviously, I went to the zoo yesterday, so we weren't on any, we didn't have any plays for lunchtime in the lab, but I gave some stuff out in the Discord for those of you guys that are members there. Hit Patrick Corbin Day. That one, I mean, man, he gave up like 8 runs in 5 innings or something like that. That dude just continues to, you got to bet against them every time. Well, and then the Twins also hit lefties really well, and I talked about that in my write-up, so it made a lot of sense to play it. It panned out. It worked out for us. Hit the over in the Mets and the Guardians. That was easy peasy. That one hit pretty easily as well. So these overs, I mean, I think, we got to play on that same game, so we'll talk about it in a second, but with the wind conditions, we're starting to see some of these pop flies turn into home runs. Some of these hits that should not be home runs are going over. Those of you that ever watch on FanDuel, things are out of market. I'll be paying attention on FanDuel, and it says 105 mile per hour, and it shows it going over the fence. You're like, got to be a home run, got to be a home run, got to be a home run. And like, it's not. And then now I'm seeing some that shows a pop fly, and it's a 95 mile per hour exit velocity, and you're like, man, that must be a pop up. And it's like, what, a home run? Like, you kidding me? Yeah, I'm sure you got room. Let's see. I got a White Sox hat on today. Got a Chicago team at least. But I bleed too much purple to be a Bears fan, that's for sure. Okay. All right. Let's do this here. Anyway, weather's looking good, feeling good. So that's certainly nice to see. And then we just, continue to ride this baseball train until we get into, some football and everything again. Baseball can certainly be profitable. I keep trying to trust the Orioles, and the Orioles just don't seem to have it, to be honest. I mean, right now, right-handed pitching, they're certainly struggling. I've been on them, I was on them early up the other day. They had no chance. I was on them to fade Lance Lynn the other day, and yesterday, and they made Lance Lynn look great, so their bats are a little broken right now, the Orioles are. Marcus, do I have another leg in mind for college basketball or college baseball? Yeah, these conference tournaments start really early. That's why I give the play out at like 9 a.m. or something like that. I don't know what the juice is like just to run the 2. I mean, I was kind of waiting to see how things go, but yeah, I mean, I like Oregon State, DBU should both win those games, but obviously I'd imagine the juice is probably gross on that. You can probably still take it live. Marcus, can you not take it live? I'm looking at DraftKings. I don't know if you played on DraftKings, but you could take it live. They're down 1 if, unless you don't want to do that, but let me refresh this actually and make sure. But I'm pretty sure you could take it live if you wanted to. They're now minus 166 because they're down. So that's certainly up to you. I don't have anything. I mean, Wake Forest against Pittsburgh should certainly win, but Pittsburgh has been like the bane of my like they screw me all the time. Pittsburgh does. I like Indiana State and Louisiana Tech as two teams that I have a timer set today for what time? Like an alarm. I have an alarm set for 3 p.m. today, which I don't know why I chose 3 p.m., but to look at like the later slate. Um but yeah, if you can play it live, you can. They're just down one. I'm sure they'll be okay, but at the same time, I mean, if you don't want to mess with it, don't mess with it. But I like Indiana State and Louisiana Tech later on too. Um, I like, probably Texas A&M later. They're like minus 190. Arizona later, but kind of trying to see how this one plays out. But anyway, yeah, I got an alarm set for 3 o'clock, so I don't forget to look at the slate again here later, and then we'll kind of go from there. Right. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Today's May 5/22. But yeah, I had fun at the zoo yesterday. Man, I'm just sore. My hip has been just killing me. I feel like I'm too young to be having hip issues. Like I was laying on the couch yesterday trying to ice it, and it's like I was moving, and it keeps popping, like it's like moving around in the joint or something. Like I don't know. I need to probably try to go to the doctor. Doesn't help that I'm trying to like run most days too. So I ran today, and it's like once I get off of here to go get lunch, and then I got some other work to do and stuff. I'm sure I'm gonna have a hard time walking around. But okay, let's talk about the plays. I'm actually waiting for my wife to text me. Actually, I think she has meetings at 11:30. It's probably why she's not. She needs to send me the insurance card, so I try to make an appointment and just go see what's up. See what's up. I almost said something. Never mind. Let's move on. Okay, first game up today. First off, beer money picks. Man, the basketball guys are killing it. Guy in there, Jay Vandy is called Vanderbilt, however you say that. 34 on Twitter. Man, he won like $12,000 yesterday. I mean, the dude also bets like $500 for like parlays on stuff that I'd only probably put $50 on. But I mean, he was hitting some good parlays. Another guy hit a plus 850. Another guy, hit a little like builder type play. So the basketball guy's been killing it. I went 2-1 and straight bets. Like I said, Orioles let me down, but I got the Patrick Corbin day, and I hit on the Mets and the Guardians over. Soccer, tennis, whatever. Actually, speaking of tennis, let me see. I follow the play that the tennis guys did. Let's see if it's still working because I used that boost on it. All right, our guy won the first set. So we got 2 more legs left, but it's a plus 351. Nothing crazy. Put $70 on it to win $300. I'll certainly take that. Anyway, I got it up here. You got the link at the very top on Twitter, link at the bottom here on YouTube. All caps lunchtime, 25% off. Check it out for your first month if you're interested. Like I said, we missed the show yesterday, but I still was able to give out some plays later on or whatever. Which I feel like I feel like my better days are when I'm like disengaged all day and then I kind of pop in and I'm like, okay, like what's going on? Let me go ahead and run like this. I feel like I do a better job if I don't like sit around and like do like actual like crazy research or whatever. I just like because when I do research, I end up finding too much and it's like, okay, well, I'll run this early because then if this hits, I'll play this, and if this hits, I'll play this. Then I find myself either chasing or like giving up early to where it's like, all right, I just go live my life. And then I hop in and it's like, all right, what's my favorite play? This, run it. And then like, I don't know, it's been going better, So, which is kind of weird to say, more disengaged to be more successful, to do maybe less research to be more successful. But yeah, Wake over Illinois. Yeah. That's the hard part about college is, that just like college football and stuff too, like I say it like all the time, like, hey, like I'm sorry if you can't bet this, like I try to give like a different option. That's where like me and Ty comes in. Like we're gonna be pretty solid in college football. We always have been. But yeah, I mean, there's just some states that just don't allow you to bet. Thankfully, my state, Indiana, is not one of those. I can bet on Notre Dame. I can bet on any of those teams. I can bet on PFW basketball, and they literally play like 15 minutes from me. I can go down there and, be like, hey, who wants to throw this game? But what's up, Zay? Yeah. College baseball, man. Like like yesterday, East Carolina was losing 4-0 all day. In the bottom of the 8th inning, I think they scored 12 runs. So like literally like no run is safe. Like the better team generally turns it around. Both of these pitchers, though, honestly, not that good. But let's talk the plays. We've been here for 10 minutes. I apologize. Let's do it. The first one up today, Mets and Guardians over 9. Like I said, I was on this play yesterday. Let's see. I think we were on 9 yesterday, and we were able to get we actually never even got to the push point. I think it flew over. It was a 2-run homer or something like that. So we need 9. I like the 9 compared to a 9.5, depending on what you have out there. FanDuel has it at -110 right now, so that's what we're going to ride with it. That way we do have the push potential on it. But like I said, on it yesterday, they scored 13 runs. I mean, just effortlessly, like they killed it. They were flying, What you say, Gray? I'm here. I mess with your channel hard. Good. Thanks for discovering me. Been doing this for a while. When you don't have the flashy plays and straight plays and stuff like that, it takes time to be recognized as consistent. Today we have great weather. I talked about the weather. Fantastic weather here. And at the end, once we do these 3 shows or these 3 plays real quick, I'll pull up Ballpark Pal so you guys can see what it looks like. I'm sure I shouldn't, share the information, but what's it really going to hurt? I mean, somebody can DM me if they got an issue with it. That way we can see what games we want to focus out. I won't always do that, but we have a lot of good weather, so I'll probably share that here. It's a subscription, but they normally post it for free, like on like Twitter, like all the time anyway. So I don't even know why I'm paying. I'm paying for the times they don't post it, I guess. But Ballpark Pal, best over on the board today, a 17% increase in runs and a 32% increase in home run chance. So that just means that we got wind blowing out. We have, good humidity. We have warmer weather. The ball's going to travel. It's a day game as well, which generally means the ball's going to travel better as the sun is out, the wind, shining, everything like that. Wind's blowing out to right field, which is going to complement the more powerful lefties in the lineup. Yesterday, I did give out a home run lotto. If you don't follow me on Twitter, at LiveJoeBets. We do one here every day. I gave one out yesterday. I was on Josh Naylor. It was Jose Ramirez was the big lefty that hit yesterday. So maybe we go back to Naylor. Maybe we go back to Ramirez. Lefties in Cleveland have been able to hit the ball very well. There's that theory of like a wind tunnel since they removed some stuff in the stadium when the wind's blowing out. The ball gets up there and like what do they call it? Like a silk stream or split stream or something like that. And like it just carries out in the right field. Alongside that, though, there is a lot of home runs. I talked about pop flies. Jeff McNeil yesterday, I think I tweeted about it or I put it in the Discord. This man hit a 96 mile per hour. And even that, it was a 95.8, if I'm not mistaken, mile per hour exit velocity home run with the extra base chance hit of a .150. This should have been a pop fly. This was a home run. It did look like it barely made it over. In fact, he was running hard around second base when they started signaling home run, but it was a pop fly. The ball carried, and that's what we talk about. It's really important to pay attention to the good hitting in weather environments. It's beneficial for these runs, but we'll probably start to see some totals up into the 10s. We saw the Cubs and the Braves was like 11.5 yesterday, gross. We'll start to see some of that stuff. Jose Quintana's pitching for the Mets. Love to fade the guy. He actually did pitch really well against the Phillies the other day, which was frustrating. I think we were on the Phillies in that game. But on the year, he's got a 5.21 ERA. He's got a 7.13 ERA away. The Guardians hit lefties really well with the 8th best batting average in the league. I think they're going to be able to get to Quintana pretty easily today. Tristan McKenzie pitching for the Guardians. Been pretty good. Not a bad pitcher, to be honest. He's pitched a shutout one time. He's always given up at least 1 or 2 runs. He's got his spots where he's given up 3 or 4. He's a dude that does get hit hard, though. I can't tell you, honestly, if he's a strikeout pitcher, a ground ball type guy, anything like that. But I do know he's the type of guy that does get barreled up and he does give up hard contact, which, like I said, that can transition into some of these balls carrying and going over the fence for us. Really, the Guardians are scoring the 6th most runs in the league. The Mets, certainly have the potential with Alonso's been playing just fantastic. I mean, he's having multi-hit games. He's hitting the ball, seeing the ball really well. Lindor's been playing better. If JD Martinez can get going too, I mean, I think this team could be really solid offensively. Both teams have a lot of power, a lot of home run potential in this game. If we can get 2 to 3 runs from the Mets, I think we're going to be looking really good for this over. So it's nice to be on, and I'm not on it just because it's the early game, but it's nice to be on an early game. Something to sweat while you're at work during the day. You're doing whatever, you got going on. You can have it on in the background. I'm not interested in playing the Twins and Nationals. Look, I think the Orioles should beat the Cardinals, but because Gibson's pitching, but Lance Lynn pitched yesterday and made the Orioles look terrible. And then we'll talk about this next game here. That's going to be another early game. So first play, Mets and Guardians, like it a lot, over 9, like the push potential. We need 10 runs to cash. But sometimes games just go over. Sometimes you just get a stent of just games flying over with the weather conditions and how Quintana has been struggling, and the fact that the Guardians hit him well. As long as the Guardians show up to hit the ball today, and the Mets give us a little bit of something, I think we're going to be okay. Second play for the day, going Royals money line. I think the early up is a good look here. I always talk about it. That promo as a suggestion or whatever on FanDuel or DraftKings. I'm trying to pull it up. Guys, my hip, it just aches, man. It's not like it's like painful. It's not sharp pains. It's just a dull, like always hurts. Feels like I need to like stretch it or something. Plus 100, Kansas City Royals plus 100 at home. I mean, come on, I'll take it. Early up promo. I think they win, but we're gonna officially use the early up promo on DraftKings here. If you don't have it, I feel good about running the Royals, flat out money line. I think that's perfectly fine too. We have it's a good game. If you like a lot of runs, I think this probably isn't the type of game to be looking at that. You got Scooble going, which I know is probably one of those like, I don't want to fade him. He's 6-0, 1.80 ERA. At away, I think he has a sub 1 ERA. You got Cole Reagans, who's 3-3 with a 3.70 ERA. He certainly has been pitching a little bit below expectations, I would say. He definitely has a lot more positive regression in him. Scooble here is a fantastic pitcher. He's the better pitcher. Detroit, without a doubt, has the best pitcher on the board today. But I think that Reagans has enough to hold down this Tigers offense. The Tigers bats are not good. They're super anemic. They don't hit the ball well. They certainly have spurts where they hit the ball, pretty well, and we could see some home runs, or we can see Cole Reagans get in trouble, and this bet's going to fall apart. And if it does, I'm probably going to say this early up promo is cursed. I think I've lost my last 2 probably in the Discord, unfortunately, but it feels like a good spot. I talked about, like I said, Scooble, the better pitcher, but versus the Royals in his career, he's 2-7 with a 4.65 ERA. So he has not done well against the Royals in his career. There's a little bit of familiarity in the lineup. You have guys on the Royals that have hit him pretty well. This Royals team is very offensively, they're just solid. And then, like I said, so not only has he struggled against the Royals are one of the best offensive teams at home, if not the best. And I guess that's silly to say because the Phillies and the Dodgers are tied for the most. The Phillies and the Dodgers are tied for the most runs in the league. Royals aren't up there. They're third most runs at home. But you look at all these offensive stats that they have, and they do really well at home. They hit the ball hard. They get on base well. They just do all the things right at home. The line's probably fair. With the Tigers having a better pitcher, it certainly makes sense that the minus 120, 122, whatever it is, the Royals just a slight home dog, though, just seems like a great chance to double our money up with the early up promo. Even if it's a 2-0 game, a 3-2 game, it could be a 1-0 game. Like I said, I don't expect a ton of offense. As long as Cole Reagans can hold down the Tigers, we're gonna be okay. As long as we keep the Tigers off the board, the Royals are gonna put up a crooked number at some point. Like I said, the Royals at home are also scoring the 3rd most points in the league, just behind the Dodgers, just behind the Phillies. So you don't think of the Royals in that way. When you don't think of like powerful teams, it's Phillies, Dodgers, man, Diamondbacks are still kind of up there, Astros, whatever, blah blah blah, and it's like, well, the Royals are third, so the Royals are hitting pretty well at home. So we'll do the Royals early up promo for the second play. TJ, yeah, always calling you during the show. Got to put that on what's it called? Do not disturb or whatever. My wife texts me she's grumpy. Oh Lord. TJ's on the same play though too. Good synergy. I like it a lot. Perez looks good for a home run. I think Perez has hit him pretty well, if I'm not mistaken. Or I think he has a good batter versus pitcher matchup. Anyhow, that was the second play. Before we get into the third play, as usual, get in here to like my own video. If you have not liked the video, please today, this second, this is the time to like this bad boy. Pull me down. 5 of you have. I'm number 6. So make sure you guys hit that like button for me. If you're watching and you have not subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to give some money away. It was gonna be like $100, 25 to 4 different people, more than likely. Help me get there. If you're watching on Twitter, you've made it this far, do me a favor, please, and come over to YouTube at Lunchtime in the Lab. Oh, yes, run first inning. Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. George, I'm not going to try to say your last name, George. Thank you for the sub, though. Appreciate you. Got the notification on my phone. Third play. Speaking of the Phillies, speaking of some good weather, today, man, I tell you what, I would rather take an over than an under, obviously, at any point. I mean, that clearly makes the most sense. There's some good hitting environments. There's some good conditions. There's some good teams facing each other. There's less than favorable pitchers going. I think we have some pretty good spots to go after some overs here. I meant to actually look at something. I just seen it. Let me look at my phone here real quick. I wanted to see Nick Martinez. Looks like he was one of the guys that like got put back down to the bullpen because he was probably sucking. So speaking of other games, like I almost was on the Padres and the Reds, but the Reds offense is just so hit and miss. Michael King at one point was giving up the most home runs in the league. Martinez out of the bullpen was pitching okay, but as some of his starts giving up 4 or 5 runs, that's probably not another bad look there as far as an over. I like the Dodgers today. The Dodgers first 5 team total against Ryan Nelson's probably a pretty good look. The Dodgers money line, you would think probably is a solid look today with Glasnow on the mound. In fact, I think I was even looking at like maybe a college baseball, one of the late, like Texas A&M and Dodgers money line comes out to even money. Texas A&M's like a minus 190 favorite or something like that. We'll certainly come up with something later on here though, but just to kind of talk about a couple other things that I like. But Rangers and the Phillies over 9.5. Lines moved a little bit. It's at minus 122. So, I mean, nothing crazy. Let's see. DraftKings has it at 10. So, I mean, I'll take the minus 122 at the 9.5. We'll certainly lock that up instead of having a 10s of cash instead of 10s of push. I'm not a big fan of playing overs at 10. I'm okay needing 10 to cash. I'd rather not play needing, or what am I saying here? I would rather not have the opening line be 10, a 10 to push or whatever. It's okay. Like, we're on, over 9 for the Mets and the Guardians. I'm cool. We need 10 to cash, need 9 to push. That's okay. Not a huge fan of playing the double digits. We got an over 9.5 Phillies and Rangers, although I do feel really good about this one. Telling you right now, these very well are all more than likely all 3 Discord plays. I already gave out Mets and Guardians. I'm probably going to run the Royals for the early up. If I'm going 2-0 or at least even 1-1, I'm probably going to come in Phillies and Rangers, but not until later because it's a 6:40 game. I want to see how college baseball progresses. I got some ideas for college baseball. I don't like to just drop like 6 units in and then I have a potential bad day. Somebody like me that does straight betting, it's very difficult to like especially in baseball. That baseball is just such a frustrating sport to try to win at. It's just such a crapshoot every day. It seems like, and you keep seeing all these teams. I don't think we. I think I was the night before. I went on. I skipped a day, but and we have all these teams just blowing. The Astros blew a 7 point lead in like the seventh inning. The Brewers blew a lead. The Yankees blew a lead. I mean, just everybody's blowing all these leads, and it's been crazy, which obviously equates to runs. So I mean, totals has certainly been there, but um someone like me who I was on an 8-day winning streak in the Discord, and I think I only got up like 10 units. I'm a straight better. I'm going 2-1. That's up a unit. There's some days where I was only up 0.33 or something like that, but that's success. That's still a win. It's better than losing. But one bad day, an 0-4 day, has you 0-5, 0-6 day, which is very doable in baseball, literally takes away an entire, 8 days worth of work or whatever. As a straight better, that's the kind of thing that can happen to you. You're betting full units instead of like a 0.25 on a 3 leg and a 4 leg. You can miss 4 plays and 4 plays that are all plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 1,000 at 0.25, and you're only down a unit for the day. Whereas like that's 4 units for me or whatever. So at times I certainly wish I did more lottos, I guess, if we're on a random ass tangent right now, but I don't even know what we're talking about. Anyway, Phillies and Rangers over 9.5. I think I was talking about not wanting to give all the plays out at once. Another good hitting environment, 13% increase in runs, 26% increase in home runs. The wind blowing out pretty much the dead center, which is beneficial for all, handedness, all lefties and righties, everything like that. Not to the fact, not like, the Guardians, you got wind blowing out to right field. So you would think lefties have a better advantage, whatever. If it's blowing out to center, you have both sides of the plate, having success there or like a better success. Kind of ran out of time, honestly, a little bit with this write up. I was doing it all the way down to 11:30. Not a ton to say. I don't trust either sides of these pitchers. Taiwan Walker for the Phillies has just not been looking good. I think he's 3-0, but he's getting run support. He had a no decision last game, but he got hurt in that game. He took a ball to like his foot or something like that and had to leave. But really, that was a blessing in disguise for the Phillies. I mean, he just couldn't find the zone. He was getting hit real hard in that inning. I think they got out of it and they kind of moved on. But he was struggling. Dane Dunning's coming back. He hasn't been an overly solid pitcher either. He's coming back from injury here. It's gonna be his first start. Maybe getting into the bullpen, kind of sooner with a shorter leash type of thing. Both these teams are, both these pitchers are pretty mid to low end in my opinion. And with how powerful you see both of these lineups, the Phillies lineup, like I said, tied for the most runs in the league at home. The Rangers certainly have a lot of pop in their lineup as well, ex-World Series winners. And then you look at the bullpens. The Rangers have the highest earned run average in the league right now, and the Phillies are sitting at the 8th highest. So once you get past these pitchers, which I think are both pretty mediocre, to be honest, we're going to get into some bullpens that have been giving up some runs, who have been giving up hits, giving up runs, been getting hit, however you want to say it. They're susceptible to, an increase in runs, which is probably why we're seeing some line movement. Like I said, we're locking in 9.5 on the podcast today. This is probably going to close at 10. I see it at 10 on 10 on DraftKings. What's Bet365? They normally move kind of slow. That's like the third book that I'll use. What am I talking about? 10. It's at 10 and Bet365. This is going to close at 10. We're getting it at 9.5 today on the podcast. So you're getting in on it. If you're watching me live, you had the benefit of, cashing in a little earlier on a better play or whatever. Okay. Anyway, recap for today. We'll recap Mets and Guardians over 9 for the first play. That play starts at like 1 o'clock or something like that. 110, 111. Royals money line early up. Rangers Phillies over 9.5. Feels like it's going to be a good day. Not only, just because not only because I feel about it. Kids are at daycare. I can work out in the living room. I can have the baseball game on, do whatever. I can do my own thing. And it's warm out. Day baseball, got college day baseball all day. We got regular baseball all day. We got WNBA in the afternoon. Although I think I've decided, I don't know, I've been doing all right with WNBA, but I think I need to start utilizing it more when like I don't like a lot in MLB, not like kind of use it on top of it. If I wouldn't have done that yesterday, I would have had a winning day. In fact, I broke even yesterday because I bet on WNBA. I can't be doing 3 or 4 sports at once. So those of you that are still in here for a home run lotto, let's put this together real quick. Trent said something about Perez earlier. If you guys have something you like, certainly let me know. I'm going to pull up this. Let me see. What if I put this away and then did this? Man, that's about as big as I can think. I think I can get it, guys. But like I said, you have to pay for this information. Probably shouldn't show it, but just to make my life a little easier. Tucker, okay, 700 against Anderson. Tucker has been pretty hot. Astros don't necessarily. I mean, they're in a dome, so I mean that would certainly work. Let me see here. Okay, you can't see the screen. Open this one up. So, in terms of just thinking about home run environments and everything like that, obviously you see progressive field. That pink means that there's a chance of rain or whatever. But I mean, I don't know if we're gonna actually run into those issues or not. Always see an increase of home run chance at Great American Ballpark because it's smaller. And anytime there's wind, obviously we're going to see, a lot of that blowing out. You guys both liking Tucker, so I mean we can certainly throw him on there. I didn't have anybody off the top of my head here, so I certainly don't mind it. Kyle Tucker plus 310. We'll add him on there. Hit 2 yesterday. Yeah, I mean, but sometimes when you're hot, man. Rafael Devers hit 6 in a row, and shit, if you would have just rode him, the whole way. I feel we got to take somebody in the Guardians game. Jose Quintana, not the best pitcher. And like I said, second best home run chance, 32% increase in home runs, 17% chance of runs. Wind blowing out to right field. That's just telling us we got to take a lefty, in my opinion. Pull this back up here. Like I said, so best odds on the board today, actually all Mets, which is kind of weird. Starting at 310, you got Pete Alonso, JD Martinez, Francisco Lindor, DJ Stewart. So you have 4 Mets before you even get to a Guardian, which I feel is kind of surprising because Jose Quintana, I feel like, is the worst pitcher and the Guardians is the better hitting team. Jose Ramirez did hit a home run yesterday. Ooh, Josh Naylor must not be playing. That kind of sucks. I like the over less, but that doesn't stop me from playing it. That is just kind of a bummer. We're missing that lefty bat. Let's see. I was going to try to find the lineup here. What's the lineup look like? I'm starving, I'm realizing. David Fry probably replaces them. I think Naylor plays first, doesn't he? Jose Ramirez is DHing. Francisco Lindor, I don't think was hitting well lefty. I think he hits better righty. Man, Pete Alonso's been hitting the ball pretty well. I mean, that's not his direction, but let me see how many home runs he hits. Oppo. Alonso's been hitting the ball really well. I've been doing that like hit lotto thing, and I've had him in there a couple times. Man, I've been getting so close. Hit a hit in every game, and I'm literally missing by like 1 or 2. So Pete Alonso's only hit 1 home run to right field. That doesn't mean, of course, he can hit a home run to the left. It's just beneficial, obviously, to take probably a lefty because all of their home runs are going to go that direction. Man, because Ramirez has hit. He's had 3 home runs versus a lefty, but all but 2 of his home runs have been to left field. I mean, we We could run, like, just run it back kinda thing too. I mean, I guess. I don't know how that's certainly not something I've ever messed with, but Kyle Tucker and Jose Ramirez both hit a home run yesterday. Kinda why not, we try that? Not necessarily on purpose, but and then for a third leg, I feel it should be, like, somebody from the Philly game. I thought Toronto was a dome. TJ, I don't know if you're still in here. Isn't Toronto? I thought Toronto was in a dome. Why do they have, like, wind factors and stuff on here? Or maybe it's retractable, and that's what it is. I was real heavy on Cubs in Atlanta yesterday, Cubs and Braves, and there just wasn't a lot of action. You got Justin Steele, Max Fried pitching, two pitchers that yeah, I was thinking it might be retractable. It must be warm. It must be open. Damn it, guys. I don't know. I mean, part of me just thinks it's got to be the Philly game just because of the increase, the way the wind's blowing out. You got good weather, and it's got the two lines for wind. So I mean, like a single line is just some wind or whatever. So you got three lines in Cleveland means that it's pretty windy. You got two winds blowing out. That means there should just be a good chance of home runs. Um, let's see. I'm sure these guys have faced not great though. Whit Merrifield's hit a home run against Dane Dunning. Harper's never faced him. I think Harper hit a home run yesterday. We could run Harper and just run it back. I'm pretty sure Harper hit a home run yesterday.
Seriously, the things get with our game about being the running game. Obviously, we haven't gotten a chance to talk to this exactly now.
There's like an Aaron Rodgers press conference going on right now. What the hell was I trying to do before I seen that? Harper did homer. Oh man, I'm hungry. Where the hell? Let's just do that, man. Let's try it. Why not? We're going to run Kyle Tucker, Jose Ramirez, and Bryce Harper. Tucker's in a dome, but he's hit Anderson really well. God, yeah. It's Jeezel Pete. And he hits lefties. Tucker actually hits lefties pretty well. Dude, every time I look at this Penn State Illinois game, like Penn State is threatening and Illinois just can't do shit. Anyway, two home runs yesterday, facing the pitcher he's very familiar with. Jose Ramirez, he got wind blowing out well to right field. He hit a home run yesterday. Similar conditions. Why not try to do it again? And then Bryce Harper, once again, wind blowing out, and Bryce been hitting the ball really well. He hit a home run yesterday. Why not try that? Normally I steer away from it. Why not mess around and just try to do that today? You dig? So it's going to be the run it back parlay. I am going to get off of here. Those are the three. We're going to do Mets Guardians over 9, Royals money line early up, Rangers Phillies over 9.5. We're going to run Kyle Tucker, Jose Ramirez, Bryce Harper for the home run lotto plus 8168. It's not bad. I like that. It doesn't always have to be over like plus 10,000 or nothing crazy like that. Hopefully you guys have a good day. I got to go get some food in me. gonna take some medicine for this hip, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow at 11:30.